Hey, this is Dash Cooper, lead singer of Co-op, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour. Rock on.
Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour, your source for all hard rock, heavy metal, new metal, alternative, punk, horror punk, hardcore, rock, and all local bands, with your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather. As always, I'm bringing you guys awesome interviews. Today, it is an honor and a huge privilege to have Mr. Dash Cooper. He's the vocalist of Co-op. Co-op hails from Phoenix, Arizona, and they have released their self-titled album out now via EMP Label Group. Also, the album features guest appearances from Dash's dad, of course, Mr. Alice Cooper, on Old Scratch, and Aerosmith guitarist and Hollywood Vampires Joe Perry on Howl. The band has also announced an album release party, which they just did this past Saturday at Club Red in Phoenix, Arizona. Dash, my man, dude, how's it going?
I'm doing great, man. How you doing?
Doing awesome. So, son of Alice Cooper, let's dive right into this a little bit, and we're going to get talking about that just a little bit, not a whole lot. Forming this band, was there any pressure, knowing, of course, your father, Alice Cooper, is one of the legendary icons of metal, and how much has he helped you guys, or did he just let you find your own sound and then step in when you asked him to?
You know, I don't think there was much pressure on my end, really, because my dad's pretty supportive of anything I wanted to do as a kid, you know. So when I wanted to do music, he was just like, oh, I can relate to that, obviously. So that was really cool. And, you know, for the most part, he likes to help us kind of from an arm's distance. You know, if it's one of those things where, you know, we ask him for advice, you know, he's always there to listen. But he's never going to interject unless, you know, he thinks, you know, he can improve upon something, or, you know, he'll always ask us, you know, hey, you know, maybe you could do that, or maybe this would sound good, or something like that. But he'll never actually be like, no, you're doing this all wrong. You know what I mean? He's totally there from an arm's distance, and it's a really cool thing.
What's impressed you the most about making the self-titled album? What's caught your eye about, if anything, Dash?
You know, it took us a lot longer than I'd like to have. I mean, it took us quite a while just to get through the studio, and you know, it was a big process, and you know, just getting schedules in order and everything. And I think I was most shocked about how long it takes to make an album, because you know, I've made EPs before, but I've never made the full-length album. So really, really happy it's done, and finally out on all the streaming sources and out there on iTunes, and finally got the CD out. So we're just super excited about it.
Now, you mentioned you guys have made some EPs, or you've made EPs before, but do you like the EP routes, or do you want to continue doing the full-length album since you've just made a first one like this? You know,
it's depending on how things are going. Like, if you've pumped out a bunch of songs, you know, and you think they're album worthy, you can real quick do an album. Or, you know, if you spend some time really and you write like 4 or 5 hits that you're pretty certain they're going to be hits, you can almost keep releasing EPs and keep yourself fresh in the music business. You know what I mean? So it's kind of one of those things where it's just depending on where you are in your process of like songwriting and stuff like that, and how your touring is going. Like, if you're still touring the same album and stuff like that. Right now, we're pretty dead set on touring this album for a while and getting out there and rocking the country, hopefully.
How long did it take you guys to record this album?
It took about a year. Yeah, I would say.
Now, who produced this album for you guys?
It was recorded and produced over at Full Recording Studio under Mike Bolenbach and Colby Peoples. And we had it mixed over at Faceflip Audio with a friend of ours named Sam Hughes.
Working with Mike, did he let you guys just do it your own way and then step in when he needed to? How hard did he push you guys?
Oh, he pushed us hard. He's a very perfectionist guy. He really pushes to get out from what you have. You know, like, he's one of those guys that really listens deep into songs. And if I'm doing a take on the vocals and I think I did something great, he's like, hey, that's awesome. Do it again. You know what I mean? He'll have us do it like, you know, 8 times because, you know, he'll find that one little thing. He's like, you know, if you hear that little subtlety you did in your voice on that take, that's the difference right there, you know. So he's a real stickler, and that's a great thing about him. He has a really, really great ear for all the subtle details, and really, really good. He has really good equipment there, really good amps, really good processing. I mean, he's got all the bells and whistles over there, and he makes it sound really good. And I really appreciate that about an engineer and a producer, is that he'll really dig deep and get the best out of you.
Any songs off the album that stand out more to you on it? I mean, I know they're like picking your favorite collectible, but are there any that stand out for you personally, maybe?
There's a couple songs I absolutely love one of the songs that we do called Condemned. I don't think that's going to be one of the singles, but I mean, that was a really, really great song that I personally have a connection to. And then the Howl is a great song too. I think that's going to be a really, really popular song pretty soon here. Like, as you said, that featured Joe Perry on there. I think that's going to be a fan favorite. How special was this for you though, working with your dad on Ode Scratch, man? Oh man, it was really cool. It's kind of like a reversal on the whole situation, because I've sung on a couple of his songs in the studio before, but to have him come in and sing on one of my songs is kind of a little surreal. It's kind of weird, but it was really great. And we actually got that all done in one day. I think we got in the studio and just got on the mics together and popped that out in one day, and it sounded really good. How's it been working with EMP Label Group? I know they just started maybe, I think, 1 or 2, maybe, I don't know, 2 years ago, I think, maybe, and then they're starting to get a lot of good acts, man, and kudos to you for signing on to them. How's it been working with them? Oh, it's been awesome. I think they've been around a little longer than we've been signed with them. I think they've been around for maybe 3 or 4 years, and I'm telling you, man, it's a really good fit, because you look at, bands like us that are kind of like young and up and coming, and they're kind of an up and coming label. And it's a really good fit because really there's no ego, right up front. It's like both the label and the band are kind of working to build each other up. So we're really not getting in each other's way. We're really fighting for each other to build each other's products. And I think it's a really great fit. How much growth musically have you seen this band go through up to the release of this debut album, or has it just been more of a personal growth for all of you guys? Oh, I think it's been a complete and utter 360 for us completely, because we started out with 5 members in the band, and I think over the course of the year we've lost 3 members, and now we're a 4-piece band, including myself. And it's just kind of been like a whirlwind of musical members coming in and out of the band. And so we used to have 2 guitars, bass, drums, and vocals, and now we have guitar, bass, vocals, and drums. So it's kind of an interesting dichotomy now, but I mean we're really running with it, and I think it's really playing well for us. Do you do anything differently during the writing and recording process to help you keep your mind fresh and open to not let the music get stale, not go down a path that you don't want to go back down again? I'm always trying to keep myself current, trying to listen to my outer surroundings and obviously personal life experience and stuff like that. But I mean, there's always certain songs that are always going to be about certain things, and I think you just have to be always open and listening, and always kind of just receptive to what's going on around you. I think that's the key to writing songs, is to be current and to be aware. You know what I mean? I know a lot of groups that have told me that, and I interview metal, punk, stuff like that. They've told me, just like you said, you listen to stuff that's kind of not in your inner circle and what you guys play. I think that's wild, because you're a metal band, but yet you're out listening to other styles of music. That blows my mind in a way. Oh, absolutely. I am so not limited to anything, really. I mean, I do love my metal. I love my classic rock, but I also love, I love the Beatles. I love the Beach Boys. I love the Four Seasons. I love the Carpenters. I love all the old stuff. I love great old bands. I love, I love pop punk bands. I think every bit of music has a great quality about it. And I think you can draw a little bit from everything, because I think they drew a little bit from everything. Yeah. I wish everybody would get into the old 70s band Blue Cheer. Oh, God. Oh, man. Great. I'm going to have to look that up. I don't know if I've even heard of that. They're great. I'm writing it down. I'm writing it down right now. They've got that distortion. It's like I don't know. They fit right in, and they just kept building from the 70s up, if that makes sense. I'm going to listen to that. It's good, man. Got it. Yeah, it's good. I think you'll dig it. I'm down. What can fans expect at a show from Co-op who have not got to see you guys live as of yet? they're going to expect a heavy, gritty, dirty, grimy, solid rock show. You know what I mean? It's we like to class ourselves as desert hard rock, which is kind of like classic rock bass with a modern guitar overtone. You know what I mean? We love that classic kind of rock sound, but we really like that kind of high distortion and stuff over the top of it. And I think it's a really good blend, and I think people dig it too.
So we're in the digital era of recording albums and plus social media. Do you like this, Dash, that we can get music out a lot quicker with the digital era of, for albums and plus social media for young bands like you guys that can reach out to more fans to get them to recognize you guys?
I think it's great in that sense. Yeah. I mean, I really think it's amazing to be able to just, push share and, everybody, on your page or, all friends of friends and friends of friends of friends can hear it. You know what I mean? I think that's a really great way to get it around. I mean, I'm not completely sold on the whole like Spotify thing. You know what I mean? I think that's a little rough for artists. They're up and coming. If you're an established artist, I guess I get it. If you're like a Justin Timberlake or a Taylor Swift or something like that, making tons of money off that. But I feel like bands that are kind of up and coming, you get a hit song and it gets on Spotify and it kind of hurts your standing a little bit, but I mean, then again, you're getting heard, and that's kind of the big thing. It's like if you're getting heard, you're relevant.
In your own opinion, man, what does co-op bring to the table for music that's not out there as of right now, possibly?
I think it's been the two together. I haven't really heard a lot of bands that have that kind of classic rock, modern overtone song. It's kind of one or the other, or it leans one way or the other. We like to really blend that together. And I really feel like, it's kind of fresh and it's kind of unique, and I think people will really dig that.
Support-wise, do you guys get a lot of support from hometown, or have you seen more support from not in your area, like venues and plus radio play?
It depends. A lot. We've gotten a lot of response from the radio play, from the songs now and how we've been getting a lot of a lot more fans coming to shows and stuff like that out of town, obviously, because the radio markets in the Midwest and stuff like that. But it's been really great also in town, too. We've been, garnering a couple new fans here. And, we play a lot here, so it's kind of, Phoenix isn't the, quintessential market for rock and roll music. A lot of people don't come out to shows as much as, you'd think they would and stuff like that. But, we get over to LA quite a bit. We get over to Las Vegas quite a bit. And, we have a lot of people come out over there. So it's really cool.
I know this is a crazy question, and I know where your spark came from, but I'm going to ask anyway. What made you want to become a musician? What was that spark for you that said, yeah, that's what I want to do?
It was just listening to music. It's like I listened to music, and I realized one day I was singing along with the music, and I thought, hey, I'm pretty good at mimicking, Paul McCartney, or hey, I'm pretty good at mimicking, Brian Johnson. You know what I mean? It was one of those things where it's like, maybe I could sing. Maybe I could start a group or something and sing. And I remember, telling my mom and dad, hey, I want to try singing, and they got me registered in I think a talent competition in high school. We did a variety show or something like that, and it ended up going pretty well. And I started doing it every year in grade school. And then when I got to high school, I just said, hey, I'm going to start a band. I'm going to find some guys in high school that want to play some music, and kind of the rest is history.
Do you kind of feel like it's, I don't know, hard to break away for, you to be you and not get in a venue or a show because, hey, that's Alice's kid. You know what I'm saying? Is it, do you see it more easier, or do you see it a little bit difficult to break away from it?
It's always going to be a little bit difficult to break away from it. And, it's never going to be easy because, there's always going to be people that come in with a preconceived notion, of what I'm going to be or what co-op is going to be. Are they going to be, some, one of those bands that does a bunch of theatrics or, all that stuff. I can promise you won't see me wearing the makeup or anything like that. So you don't have to worry about that. Or chopping my head off or anything like that. But, it's one of those things where it's like, I wouldn't call it a curse or a blessing, but it's one of those things where, it does put me in a position where people are receptive to just be interested, and want to check it out, because they hear the name Alice Cooper and it's like, oh, that's his kid, and maybe he's good, maybe he's not. But, that's my responsibility then to get up on stage and, show them what I got and show them what we got. And I think we do that every night.
Right. Oh, I totally agree. I mean, it's kind of hard to do your own thing, and people's like, oh, it's Dash, it's Alice's boy. You know, I mean, I salute you for trying to do it.
You know, and it's one of those things where, you know, people say, oh, you can never get out of his shadow, you know, or walk in his footsteps. And it's like, well, you know, if you can't, you just got to find your way to live in that space, and
Yep.
you kind of you kind of position yourself in that space to be as successful as you can be, you know, and that's your responsibility. It's not his.
And I'm like this, you know, so what? I mean, if you're good and you can do it, why not? You know?
Yeah, right.
I mean, you know, don't knock somebody just because they're doing something that you want to do. So,
Right.
Is there a moment for you, man, being part of co-op that sticks out in your mind, being on stage, possibly a show or anything?
Yes, absolutely. We got the pleasure to open up for Alice and Motley Crue during the final Motley Crue tour.
Oh.
And we were in Phoenix, and we got to play at U.S. Airways where the Suns play basketball. And I remember going on stage for the first song. You know, we started the song and everything. And, you know, when you're the opening act, you know, we didn't have any, you know, light show, or we didn't have, you know, any theatrics behind us. So really, you're sitting on stage and you're playing, and you're looking out in the audience, and I could only see, you know, the first, you know, 4, 5, 6 rows of people, you know, sitting there. So we're jamming our song, you know, we finally get to that final chord, and we hit that big last power chord, and the lights come up, and then you see 20,000 people, and they all start screaming, and you're like, oh my gosh. You know, this is that moment where you're like, we thought we were playing like a club, and then all of a sudden you're like, holy crap, there's a lot of people here.
Oh yeah, dude, I would have fainted.
Yeah, man, that was one of those, like, you know, those chill moments where you get the ice cold all the way up to your toes and your neck and everything, and you're just going, whoa.
Yeah, it's like we were good until you turned the damn lights on.
Yeah, it's like, thanks guys, ruined our set.
Thanks for screwing it up, light man. Oh, that's perfect, dude. Oh, that's great. So have you guys encountered this? Maybe, possibly, a fan that's actually taken on to your guys' music, that you've inspired them, or you have, you know, they've overcome obstacles, or gave them the kick in the ass to just do something positive, and you know, your music has pulled them through a dark time, maybe. If so, what's that mean to you so far?
It's been really powerful. We had a friend of ours not too long ago that actually ended up taking her life, and we wrote a song for her called "Secret Scars" on the album. It's one of the songs on the album, and a lot of people have identified with that song, just saying, you know, it's really a powerful message, and, you know, it's like it really speaks to, you know, a lot of, you know, mental health disorders, and a lot of, you know, how people feel, you know, when they're in that dark place. And a lot of people have told us, you know, it's like, hey, I listened to that song and it really kind of, you know, gave me a boost, you know, so thanks.
And it blows my mind that there's so many people. I'm not talking about just celebs that we've lost here in the past 2 years of suicide. It blows my mind on how many people that we've lost due to that.
Yeah.
I mean, they put on a good front, but folks, we don't know what everybody's living through. We don't.
No, we don't. I mean, I saw a quote the other day. I don't remember who said it. I think it was online, and it said something like, you know, some people have a story that can bring you to tears. A lot of people have a story that can bring you to your knees. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff, but you'll never hear it. You know what I mean? You'll never hear it because they keep it all bottled up inside, and then, you know, in the end, it's all written out in a note instead of, you know, talking to somebody.
Mm-hmm. And by that time, it's too late. And I wish people, if you just go get help, and I know that's hard for me to say. You know, I don't know what you're going through. Try to get help, because there are people out there that love you guys. For, you know, hands down,
absolutely.
that would do anything for you all. So please,
that is true.
Please listen to me, folks. Get help, because there's a lot of folks that don't want to see you guys leave. That is for damn sure.
That is the truth. That is the honest truth.
Folks, Co-op, new album, debut album, I should say, Self-Titled, is out now on EMP Label Group. You want to get out and pick this album up. I got to listen to it, and it's pretty good. I really, really like this. I like Howl, of course. You know, I like the Old Scratch, stuff like that. Theme for Ignorance is awesome.
Oh, yeah. A little different.
Secret Scars, very awesome song, man. If you can't get touched by that or send some chills up somebody, then there's something wrong with you guys, folks. Plain and simple. Very, very good song, Dash.
Thank you very much.
Now, I guess now, NOW, the kickoff part of the album. I like that. How you do that.
Thank you very much. Yeah, you got to kick him in the teeth right in the beginning of the album.
I like that. I like when albums are hard hitting, but they are diverse, and it's like a roller coaster. I keep saying that. You know, I know there's bands out there go 1,000 miles an hour on every album, and that's fine. That's your style. But there's some albums that you just won't listen to. That's just a roller coaster stuff, and this is
yeah,
one
we
of
tried
them.
Yeah.
So good job,
Definitely
man.
tried to structure the song order in that way so that it would have the rises and falls and the, you know, kind of to have it take a breath for a second and then jump right back in. You know, it's one of those things where we really took the time to listen to the tracks and go, you know, what would, you know, really give these people an experience to listen to this album? Like, what order would be the best? And I think we picked the best one out of those 10.
Now, did you guys get to actually work with Joe Perry, or did he just play on the track and then email it back to you guys?
He played on the track and he got it back to us, but we were in communication with him for at least a week, and it was really great. You know, he actually had us send the song to him a couple days early, and he actually spent 3 days listening to the song and then just got back to us and was like, I love this song, guys. This is awesome. So, I mean, it was really cool, you know, to have him, you know, listen to one of our songs and say it was cool, you know?
Yeah. That's a boost of confidence right there, dude.
Well, yeah, it really is, you know. And I mean, the solo he laid down too, really kind of, you know, the song in and of itself is kind of that modern edge song, but then it kind of drags it back to that kind of gritty rock and roll when he plays that guitar solo, you know, really kind of gets that blend back in there, that kind of classic modern thing that we're going for. So I think it was really a really good fit for the album.
Dash, how can folks stay in touch with you guys, buy some merchandise, tour dates, tickets when you guys go on tour? This album, of course, how can they do that?
Absolutely. We're actually building a website right now. We're picking up a new domain because the old one was kind of like hard to find and stuff like that. So we're all over the social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I think we're on Facebook. We're Coop Band, COOP Band, and then on Instagram and Twitter we're CO_OP_ band. And that's where you can find us on those two. And all of our merchandise right now, as far as the music goes, is available on all digital platforms, and it's also available through empmerch.com. But pretty soon we're going to have our website up and live, and all of our T-shirts and hats and all that good stuff is going to be available there.
Good sir, before I let you go, would you care to do a promo for the show?
Of course. Hey, this is Dash Cooper, lead singer of Co-op, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour. Rock on.
Everybody stick around. I got some great music coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and BODS Mayhem Radio Network. Thank you so much, Dash.
Absolutely. Great to talk to you.